I'm the best fighter in the world, and truthfully speaking, they could say whatever they want, but it's gonna come down to a day, and it's gonna be a day where um, everything's gonna have to be proven, and gonna have to see.
The lightweight world title fight between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson is scheduled to take place in Las Vegas on November 23rd.
How come you remember that and don't remember why you left after the second spawn?
I don't know what was going on at the time. I don't know.
Come on, man.
I don't want to tell you nothing for.
I'm not gonna put it out why you left, but you remember.
Why you think I left?
It came out your mouth.
It is, man. I want to.
It came out your mouth, Shakur. You gonna deny that shit?
What I say?
You don't remember saying, yo, I gotta leave my tooth up in the back. I gotta go get this fixed.
This nigga's lying.
Oh my goodness.
This nigga is lying.
You gotta stop that shit. Hey, you have to leave.
Hey.
You have to leave, Shakur.
On my daughter, that nigga ain't too
You said I gotta go shit fixed.
Nigga, do you remember the sparring session?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Do you remember how the sparring sessions went?
We was gonna spar some more, but you couldn't because you had to leave to go get.
Do you remember how the sparring sessions went?
If we pull your dinner rabbit, they said a loose.
Shakur Stevenson has been requesting a high-profile fight with Gervonta Davis for months, but despite these obstacles, the fight appeared unattainable until recently. Previously signed to a top ranking, Stevenson struggled to secure meaningful matchups, a situation he and Eddie Hearn attributed to supper promotion by his former promoter Bob Arum. Known for being one of the most hyped boxers in the sport, Eddie Hearn, a well-known promoter in the boxing world, hinted that Stevenson's career may have suffered from ineffective promotion now that he is a free agent after splitting with Top Rank following his most recent fight with Ard Haroun. He also pointed out that Stevenson recently drawn the largest audience on ESPN in 2024, demonstrating his growing popularity. Hearn believes Stevenson can become even more successful and well-known in sports with the right promotion.
I've done a much better job than Top Rank in promoting him over the last 12 months. I don't even have a contract with him because I answer questions from you guys and I say the same thing all the time. I think he's a pound for pound great fighter. I think he's one of the best fighters in the sport. You know, he had a good crowd in Newark. He just drew the biggest audience on ESPN of 2024 and people still like to criticise. He's not Arturo Gatti. He's not going to go in there with his chin in the air and give you a war every time. But when he's in with elite opposition, you're going to see some of the best fighters.
Considering the promotional obstacles, it is imperative that Shakur faces well-known fighters in the ring. Hearn emphasized the value of promotional partnerships in making sure that elite fighters like Stevenson receive the opportunities they require. He also noted that the possibility of a fight between Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is especially risky for Davis, as the outcome primarily depends on Davis's camp and the PBC's decision to move forward. It really will come down to Tank and PBC if they want the Shakur-Stevenson fight, because that is a very, very risky fight for Tank, and he has to come through Lomachenko first. The fight promises to be a clash of styles, with Stevenson's technical prowess pitted against Davis's combination of boxing skill and knockout power. Hearn said, "I don't want Shakur to not get those fights and those opportunities just because of some kind of promotional dispute or ego. But people are working together more now. Shakur is the current heavyweight champion in boxing, but Tank is still the best pound-for-pound competitor in the sport, and Jim JNS is confident that Davis will win with his opening statements." Although JNS recognized Stevenson's abilities, they were confident in Davis's overall superiority. "Tank is going to be Tank," he said. I believe that Tank will be released. Though Shakur is an excellent fighter in his own right, I don't see him defeating Tank. Davis's varied fighting style and the possibility of an exciting bout with Stevenson made it one of the most talked about bouts in boxing today. Jays went on to elaborate on the parts of Davis's boxing prowess that frequently go overlooked, pointing out that many observers and fans pay more attention to Davis's hitting power than his boxing prowess. JNS thinks that a rival like Stevenson could bring out the best in Davis, allowing him to show off all of his skills.
Yeah, I feel like Tank, see people like, they don't know that Tank can box if he want to, but I feel like nobody brought that out on him, and I feel like as each fight get on.
Despite receiving a unanimous ruling during his recent battle with the Ard Haroun Union on July 16, Shakur Stevenson encountered a great deal of criticism from both supporters and detractors. victory, the audience jeered Stevenson and even left before the last bell rang at the Credential Center in Newark, New Jersey. The main point of contention was Stevenson's conservative fighting style, which many thought to be unduly cautious and unaggressive. Stevenson hinted that he was unable to display his full potential and provide a more exciting performance because his opponent was unwilling to participate completely. After the fight, Stevenson defended his approach by Tam Haroon, claiming that his opponent's unwillingness to engage made it difficult to produce an exciting fight. He claimed that Onion was not a good dancing partner and did not bring the necessary aggression to make the bout more exciting. Stevenson, who is known for his technical prowess and defensive skills, was criticized for not engaging enough and for avoiding risks in the ring. In response, Shakur
Get on, somebody's gonna keep. Like a Shakur Stevenson might bring that out of him. Like, he's a boxer, but he's a puncher. Any shot that he can land on Shakur can put Shakur out. So it could be an early night, but I know. I'm waiting for that fight. I can't wait. I hope it is true. I want to see that.
This duel is expected to be among the most eagerly awaited occasions in recent memory. The story is taking up, especially now that influential people like co-trainer Kenny Ellis Davis are expressing their opinions. Kenny Ellis recently expressed his faith in the bout, highlighting Stevenson's eagerness to face Davis in the ring now that he is free from the top-ranked promoter's restraints. Ellis added that Shakur stated he would like to fight Tank in November, so let's see how much he wants to do it now that he isn't with Bob Arum. At this point, the only thing stopping the fight is fear, which is a significant possibility. The altercation occurs. We'll see. There are also hints coming from Eddie Hearn's end. Eddie Hearn has expressed his desire to help bring Davis and Stevenson together once more. He has been outspoken about signing Stevenson and using the present promotional environment to his advantage. He said, "I wouldn't be surprised to see Tank versus Shakur because situations and circumstances are everything." He pointed out that Hearn's remarks highlight the opportunistic timing and the removal of previous barriers that might have prevented such a high-stakes encounter. If Tank's planned fight with Lomachenko doesn't work out, you're left holding your breath and wondering who you're going to fight. With Stevenson now a free agent, keen to prove himself and searching for a strong opponent, the stage is set for an exciting matchup. Shakur is a free agent and is prepared to make a deal. Due to the fighters' shared enthusiasm in the match and the absence of promotional restrictions, it appears that supporters Eddie Hearn has been extremely open about his chats with Shakur Stevenson and his ambitions to work with the young boxer during a recent discussion that might potentially lead to one of the biggest matches in recent boxing history. Hearn described their conversations and his dedication to providing Stevenson with high-caliber fights. He said they had a conversation that went along the lines of, "I would love to sign you, but I need to deliver the right fights for you. If I can't deliver those fights for you, maybe I'm not the guy to be with. I think we can all agree that if I can provide the right fights, I'm the right guy for the job. Although it would have to be in Shakur's best interests as well as ours, I would still love to work with and promote him because I believe he is a fantastic fighter." The date and month of the most awaited bout of the year have been revealed by IFL TV. Shakur Stevenson's coach, Kenny Ellis, recently disclosed that Davis has indicated a strong desire to face Stevenson in November. Ellis reaffirmed that they are dedicated to seeing Stevenson through to the end of the fight within that time frame, but he also revealed a noteworthy detail from their conversations. Nobody on Stevenson's team was prepared to wager $1 million that Shakur would go the full 12 rounds. This hesitation implies a lack of faith in Stevenson's ability to deliver a decisive knockout against Davis, underscoring the difficult task that lies ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate the fans that really pay attention and really understand the sport of boxing. The ones that don't, same way they say, I say fuck them. So, like I said, I appreciate the ones that come out and support and understand the art of boxing is hit and don't get hit. So I appreciate them fans. And they understand too that my last fight wasn't every night. I don't do that every night. I had nights where I crowd please, I beat people up, I stay in the pocket. I'm one of the best pocket fighters in boxing. So
Shakur's group was unwilling to stake $1 million on surviving 12 rounds. After publicly declaring during a live session that he would leave boxing as one of the best promoters in the world, and having trained the greatest Tank, Kenny Ellis has wagered his entire career on this fight. He is aware of the implications of his statements and where he stands.
Shakur said it. He said I want Tank. in November. He said
Wow.
I like that.
Kenny and Shakur talked the other day.
it won't go 12 rounds.
Talk to me. I like this. I love this. Yes.
It won't go
Won't
12.
go 12 rounds.
Front and center, baby. I'm
It
front.
won't
I'm from
go
west side.
12
I'm there, Mills.
And
Me there.
there's
Like
nobody on his team that will bet $1 million that it'll go 12 rounds.
Wow.
Because they don't truly believe.
Wow. He tried to make $1 million bet already with
On June 15, 2024, Davis faced Frank Martin at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Despite a 14-month layoff, Davis dominated and ultimately secured an 8th-round brutal knockout, improving his record to 30 with 28 KOs. Conversely, if we talk about Tank or Jared Davis's most recent fight, it showcased his knockout power and ring intelligence. That day, despite a unanimous verdict, he demonstrated to the spectators why he is currently the greatest player in the world with his aggressive approach and ability to throw strong, decisive punches. Triumph over Art Mart Union fans who thought Stevenson's performance lacked vigor and ferocity jeered him. Stevenson's style is typically more tactical and defensive, emphasizing technical skill and dodging rather than throwing knockouts. While this strategy is effective, it can occasionally give the impression that it is less entertaining, as it did for Shakur Stevenson Bozy. Since Enos is Stevenson's trainer, he is aware of the true reason why Shakur Stevenson was unable to submit Art Mart Union in their most recent fight. Enos disclosed that Stevenson faced substantial physical difficulties during the fight, which hindered his ability to obtain a knockout. In addition, he mentioned that hand injuries are nothing new for Stevenson. Despite these difficulties, Stevenson's relative previously stated that he frequently injures his hands when punching, which has an impact on his effectiveness. Stevenson's superior boxing abilities and calculated approach helped him win.
If it see 12 rounds, I'm walking away from boxing.
Wow.
The game is not we're gonna win the fight. The game is we're gonna knock him out.
Absolutely.
If we don't knock him out, we don't win.
12
But $1
rounds,
million is up.
if it see 12 rounds, I'm walking away from boxing.
However, as anyone familiar with Shakur knows, he has recently been noticeably quieter on social media. This change in behavior has sparked speculation about his perspective and strategy, as he may be preparing for a confrontation with Devin Tank. Davis, when asked if Stevenson was avoiding Davis with his silence or if it was just a calculated maneuver, Greg Hackett offered his opinion on the matter. Hackett speculated that there might be indications of a fight breaking out, but Shakur might be listening to the public and deciding to call off the altercation because, as he put it, "You know I said a lot of things in the past and didn't keep my word." Shakur may be adopting a monastic stance in this fight. If so, I hope he does so because I know that we will get a better fight. However, if we talk about the high authorities or the news coming from within by some credible sources, we have Stevenson's co-manager Josh Dubin. Stevenson's silence may be a calculated decision to focus on training and preparation, ensuring he is fully ready for what promises to be an intense and highly anticipated matchup against Davis, who gave a status report. The next steps depend on the financial terms and Davis's team's willingness to negotiate. The initiative is in Davis's court, and the fight's viability will depend on whether both parties can agree on the financial aspects, according to Dubin, who also emphasized that they are fully prepared and eager for the matchup. Shakur has one thing in common: he will accept anyone you put in front of him. Our willingness to negotiate will depend on Shakur's financial situation. Our phones are open and waiting for your call. They have our numbers. Shakur has been pleading for this battle for a very long time. In the upcoming months, the boxing community will be watching to see if both parties can make the required concessions and come to an agreement. Last year, respected analyst and elite fighter Sean Porter made a comment that set the stage for what looks to be an extremely competitive and intriguing fight.